ONPASSIVE and the viral effect. That's a really powerful concept, and I want to get into that a little bit. ONPASSIVE today is moving into another phase, and that phase is actually launching to the world, 2020. And I want to discuss what's going to be happening as ONPASSIVE launches to the world. This is some really exciting stuff, and the viral effect is one of those things that will keep you up tonight when you actually start to realize how powerful that is. I want to use an analogy that Marty DeGarmo and Dan Street, they are my partners. I'm Mike Ellis. And Marty uses this analogy, and I think it's a really good analogy for ONPASSIVE. As we look at ONPASSIVE, it's like ONPASSIVE is building this massive runway. A runway that has never been built before, longer, bigger, stronger than any other runway ever built before. And people come and they look at the runway and they go, why are you building a runway this big? I mean, it's just kind of silly. Planes don't need this. And what people don't understand is that this runway is for something that's already been built. And this plane that not only flies in our atmosphere, but interstellar, this plane is so massive that the runway had to be unprecedented. And as we look at what Ash Mufareh, Ash is the CEO of ONPASSIVE, as we look at what his team has done, they've not only built the plane, which is absolutely massive, has a whole different ecosystem that we're going to put online that people are going to love, but it took a special runway, because as we look at the plane of ONPASSIVE, that vehicle, it is so massive that the runway had to be something that has never been built before. And as we look at the runway of ONPASSIVE, it was built for 3.6 to 4 billion people. That's how big ONPASSIVE is. The runway that they've built had to be built before the launch of ONPASSIVE. So as we look at the launch of ONPASSIVE and we look at the viral effect, what is that? And I really want to use ONPASSIVE Nation as an example. And we're tiny compared to what ONPASSIVE has done. But I think it'll give you an idea of what ONPASSIVE has done and what's coming as we launch to the world. ONPASSIVE Nation, we've been developing content for the last 16 months. And we've put all this content online. And today, I think we probably have hundreds of thousands of bits of content throughout the whole internet. And it's taken us 16 months to do that. And as we look at this content, I'll give you an example of some of our YouTube content that we have, some of the videos that we've done. And it really is delayed gratification. We've got tons and tons of videos out there. And as you look at ONPASSIVE launches to the world, you can look at the views that we have on our videos today. And it's anywhere from 3,000 to 22,000 views on a video. A lot of people think, wow, that's terrific. That's really good. And Marty, Dan, and I, we look at that and we go, that's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. And the whole reason we've done what we've done over the last 16 months is so as ONPASSIVE launches to the world, our stuff goes viral. And it will, absolutely will. This was something that was done consciously. Because of the experience we have over the last 15 years, we know what it takes to take a product, to take a company, and then to take that viral for our team of ONPASSIVE Nation. And as we look at the YouTube videos that we've done and the views that they're getting, 3,000 to 20,000 views, as we launch to the world, those views will go from where they're at to 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 views. And what does that do for ONPASSIVE Nation? Obviously, we're going to grow, and we're going to grow exponentially. When Marty, Dan, and I, we talk about building our first matrix out within the corporate matrix in about 365 days. Can we do that just by driving traffic? Yeah, we could do that, and we will continue to drive traffic. But in order to do it and cut time frames significantly, you've got to go viral. And that's the purpose of the last 16 months, getting all this content out there, is so that as ONPASSIVE launches to the world, ONPASSIVE Nation goes viral. And what does that do for the individuals on our team? Well, as we go viral, we're going to fill every spot in our matrix. And we have builders that are doing the same thing. And as a team, we're going to go through everything, and every spot will be filled as we go down 10 levels. And that's where we start. There'll be much more than that. But that's a start. And what allows us to do that is because of the work we've done in the last 16 months and going viral. And that will happen as ONPASSIVE launches to the world with all our content, whether it's the YouTube videos, whether it's the blogs, whether it's the lives that Marty does on Facebook, whether it's the autoresponders we send out, whether it's the blasts we send out, whether it's the posts we do. We do it all. And this is a smaller example of what ONPASSIVE is doing today, and ONPASSIVE going viral. So let's go to ONPASSIVE and explore that just a little bit. This is so massive. When you think about what ONPASSIVE Nation has done, and then you think about what ONPASSIVE is doing, our hundreds of thousands of bits of content out there, ONPASSIVE, it's millions of bits of content out there. Then you take the traffic that ONPASSIVE is going to be driving as we launch to the world. And initially, that's where we all start. We drive traffic. And ONPASSIVE is so good at driving traffic, it really is as easy as turning on a spigot or turning off a spigot. That's how they can regulate their traffic. That's how easy it is for ONPASSIVE. That's how good their sources are for traffic. They can crank it up, they can turn it down. And really the only caveat is how much money do you spend? How much money do you want to spend? That is not a problem with ONPASSIVE. As we look at ONPASSIVE, and this is really remarkable, ONPASSIVE as it launches to the world will be a unicorn company either the day it launches or shortly after that. That is a company with a value of $1 billion. When you've got that kind of money, you can turn your traffic up, you can turn it down, you can do whatever you want with that traffic. And what does that do for us as founding members in ONPASSIVE, those individuals that have come in, paid the $97 and lock your position in ONPASSIVE? If you're not a founder today, the founding position is so powerful. It'll change everything. It'll change your life. And as you continue to explore ONPASSIVE, you're going to find that out. But again, back to ONPASSIVE and their traffic. Again, it's as simple as turning it up, turning it down. They can do whatever they want. Now, they can also do that for individuals that want to bring their business into the platform ONPASSIVE. They can drive traffic for those businesses. Again, turn it up, turn it down. Depends on how much money you have to spend. So the traffic that ONPASSIVE runs is remarkable. And what it's going to do for ONPASSIVE, those individuals that are founding members in ONPASSIVE, and I really can't talk about what I believe you all are going to be making. I wish I could, but I get into trouble when I do that, either with our inner circle or with Ash's inner circle, so I don't go there anymore. But if you pay attention to the volume that's going to be happening as ONPASSIVE launches to the world, we're in a really, really good place. So ONPASSIVE, traffic is not a problem. The products of ONPASSIVE are superior, cutting-edge technology. People are going to come in, they're going to love them. So people are going to be they're going to be rushing into ONPASSIVE to use the tools of ONPASSIVE. Now that takes us to the viral effect. ONPASSIVE Nation, we're going to do great. Viral effect is going to be awesome. ONPASSIVE, when you talk about the viral effect, it is going to be unprecedented. I'll give you one example of what Ash and his team are doing, and it really is ingenious, and Ash has shared this before. The communication device, the communication module that Ash and his team have developed, it's going to take over the internet. But here's how ingenious Ash is when we talk about the viral effect. Ash is going to give this to people, and he's going to give a 7-day free trial. And if you have a webinar service and you put on a webinar to say 100 or 200 or 300 people, each one of those individuals are going to get the same opportunity you had to get a 7-day free trial to try out the webinar platform, that service, and all the other services that are combined with that. And people are going to come in, and let's say you've got 300 people in there. There are going to be 300 people that are going to come in, do the free trial, and I can tell you there'll be a large portion of them that will come in and use that webinar service because it's so awesome. That's just one of the things Ash has done. He does these with all of the different tools of ONPASSIVE. And when you think about the communication platform, and you get a big Fortune 500 company using this platform, and they have a webinar for 1,000 or 10,000 people, each one of those individuals get a free trial. This thing will go viral like crazy. And as we start to think about the viral effect of ONPASSIVE and millions of people coming into ONPASSIVE and them sharing it, it just doesn't take very long to go from 1 million to 10 million to 50 million to 100 million people coming into the ecosystem of ONPASSIVE using their tools because of the viral effect of ONPASSIVE. In my mind, from what I've seen, from what Marty, Dan, and I do, from what ONPASSIVE Nation does, I believe what's going to happen with ONPASSIVE, yes, Ash is going to drive quality traffic and bring in millions of people with his traffic. But I think the viral side of that is even more powerful than them driving traffic, and they're the best of the best. But when this thing starts to go viral because of the quality of the product, the superior nature of the product, because of the cutting edge technology, because of everything that Ash and his team have done, I believe the viral effect is going to be so much larger than the traffic. Because we see that on our team today, ONPASSIVE Nation, it's already going viral. We see what the viral effect will do. And then when you put that in ONPASSIVE overall, the viral effect, and believe me, I know Ash knows this. This isn't something that I've come up with and I'm brilliant. Believe me, Ash knows this. And I can tell you that there have been many, many companies that have come online and started their business hoping that that viral effect would happen to them. Here's the really cool thing about ONPASSIVE Nation. I know Ash has done the same thing we've done. This is not guesswork. This has been calculated and built for this to happen. I know Ash and ONPASSIVE, this he has done on purpose. It's not by mistake this is going to happen. It's because of his experience. It's because of what his team can do. It's because of AI technology. You add AI to what they're doing, and their viral effect, I believe, is just out of this world. AI is just, it's a game changer, artificial intelligence. When you start thinking about artificial intelligence, and throughout the whole ecosystem of ONPASSIVE, the AI technology being able to make split decisions in microseconds and change things, words, pictures, phrases, whatever it is, to promote and build ONPASSIVE, AI will help, not only will help, it will make ONPASSIVE go viral. So when we start to think about the viral effect of ONPASSIVE, you all can get very, very excited. And again, think about the volume that's going to be happening. And as you've come in and locked your position in ONPASSIVE, the Go Founder position, $97 position, understand there are no qualifications. ONPASSIVE never takes anything away from you. Everything comes into ONPASSIVE. It is a 3 by infinity force matrix. It comes in 3 at the top. Everything flows top to bottom, left to right, left to right. And it doesn't matter if it's us founding members or it's customers. Ash has a really, really good saying, and absolutely love it. Everybody will come in as a reseller of ONPASSIVE. How does it go? Everybody will come in as a customer of ONPASSIVE, but not everybody will come in as a reseller of ONPASSIVE. And what he's saying is there will be exponentially more customers in ONPASSIVE than there are resellers. That will be you and I, the founding members. But we all come into ONPASSIVE as customers. And because of the viral effect, you locking your position in ONPASSIVE, locking your position in the compensation program, you are in such a great position because of the viral effect, because of what's going to be happening to ONPASSIVE, because of what's going to be happening to ONPASSIVE Nation. This is some really, really cool stuff. I love to look at the numbers. I love to look at what's going to be happening based on what we've done in the past and what's happened in the past. This thing is a shoe-in. ONPASSIVE will go viral. ONPASSIVE Nation already is viral. And as you come into ONPASSIVE and continue to explore ONPASSIVE, you're going to get very, very excited about your future because ONPASSIVE, it was made for you and I. And Ash developed it and built it that way so you and I could be successful and have that financial freedom that we want. Get rid of those financial burdens. So as we look at ONPASSIVE, keep in the back of your mind, 2020, the viral effect, it will be happening. And when it does, just sit back and watch, because the world is going to be shocked. The runway's there. The plane is built. We're ready to rock and roll. And as Ash tells us when we're going to launch in 2020, just gear up, because this is just going to be a ride of a lifetime. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, I always recommend you go down there and subscribe. Hit the bell on the right, and you'll get notifications as I do more videos. Ash is coming out with things almost daily now. I heard some things yesterday that I can't share with you yet. He talked to his people in India, and he talked about a couple of things that are just earth-shattering. They're really, really cool stuff. We will get to that in the weeks to come. But go ahead, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell on the right. You'll get updates as I do more videos. And from there, just get ready, because we are absolutely going to see everybody at the top. Have a great day, and we'll chat later. Bye.